And do you each swear that the testimony that you give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
All right, Ms. Fairhurst, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to just read my personal statement. And uh, yes, so my name is Victoria Fairhurst. I go by Tori. In September of 2000, my husband and I bought the house at 2313 Tandem Court Southeast from my sister Mary, who had lived here for the previous 11 years. In that time, Mary hosted many family gatherings and celebrations in her backyard, including my bridal shower and a barbecue for our extended family on the weekend of my husband's and my wedding in the summer of 1996. There was a big pear tree in the corner of our yard that was the backdrop of some of the happiest memories of my life. I have video of our neighborhood deer eating the low-hanging fruit. The deer would often lie down and sleep in the shade under the tree. My neighbor, Dave Montagna, unlawfully cut our tree down, leaving only a stump. We expected that he would offer to make amends to us. He has not. In fact, he has never once apologized or taken responsibility for his actions. Before the statute of limitations expired, it was left to me to address this matter. This is the reason for this claim. I have provided appraisals, pictures, a video of the deer, an audio recording, a transcript of a voice message the defendant left me, invoices, and a witness statement. Although the total value of my complaint is $17,866.30, I understand the limit for the damages in small claims is $10,000. In order to avoid a trial in Superior Court, I decided to file my complaint in District Court for the lesser amount. Facts. Our neighbor, Dave Montagna, lives directly behind our home. We share a back fence. In the fall of 2021, Dave came over and asked if he could cut off the branches from our pear tree that were on his side of the fence. Legally, he was not obligated to do this, but I appreciated the gesture. Dave asked my husband if he could come onto our property to better access the branches that crossed over to his property. My husband gave consent. On October 19th, 2021, I came home to find our beautiful pear tree cut down. All that remained was a stump surrounded by a large pile of limbs and branches strewn across the ground. On October 18th, my next-door neighbor, Daniel McGimsey, spoke with Dave. On the morning of October 19th, Daniel witnessed the beginning of the, quote, pruning, and that afternoon saw the aftermath. Daniel's statement, written at the time this happened, is attached. On October 28th, 2021, we hired Kevin McFarland, an ISA certified arborist, to appraise the damage. His report and invoice are attached. The appraised value of the tree is $5,100. The cost for cleanup of the debris and removal of the remaining stump is $1,800. The cost of the appraisal was $704.48. When I told my sister Mary about what happened, she was stunned and devastated. She had broad knowledge of Washington state law and told me that the unlawful destruction of trees was treble damages, meaning the defendant would be liable for triple the cost of the appraised value of the tree. And she actually said, in Washington, we love our trees. I have attached a copy of RCW 64.12.030. Treble damages for a tree valued at $5,100 is $15,300. Note, the original appraisal from 2021 contained the cost to replace the crushed raspberry bushes, $896.97. However, the raspberry plants have since recovered. We hired and paid Kevin McFarland to amend his appraisal to remove that section. The original report is included for reference only. And the last thing I would like to say is that after I served Dave the papers, I got a call from the Thurston County Dispute Resolution Center, saying that he had made an offer to $500 and a new tree, which just further illustrates for me, the fact that he doesn't recognize the significance of the impact of his actions and his liability for his behavior. So I think and then all of the rest of my evidence is self-explanatory. Thank you. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Ms. Fairhurst. I did review the supporting evidence that you filed for your claim as well, and I think I have an understanding of the nature of your claim. So with that, then, Mr. Montoya, why don't you go ahead and tell me your side of it?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Uh, she said that the reason I was offered to clean up the debris and limbs. I'll start there. But she told me never to come in her yard again. And she was very negative in her tone towards me. So, but let me tell you, the reason that we ended up in this predicament is I had tried to cut back on my side as far as I could go. I had taken 20 feet of PVC, reached up trying to knock the pears loose. I had had a pole extender that I had put another length of PVC pipe, but it got to the point that I couldn't reach any higher. And prior to this time, I had went over and asked her to do something to the tree. I mean, because it was her tree hanging over onto my yard, creating a hazard. And that was 3 or 4 years prior to me cutting it down. And the reason I was doing this was I was getting 20 to 30 gallons of pears in my yard every year. And at 30 feet, they're doing about 30 miles an hour when they hit the ground. And I was worried about our dogs, our pets, and anybody in our yard that would go into the danger zone, which is what we called the area under the tree. And we had to move our picnic tables back, our swing set out of the way, and we lost about a third of our patio right out of the middle. So I had offered and asked her to do something about it prior, and with no action, I figured, and I had got the opportunity to use a bucket truck to get up there. And, you know, like stated that I stated then, and I state now, that once we got it, the branches at the top were bent over and hanging into my property. So in essence, we were topping the tree to get the branches that were hanging over into my yard, because like the tree was only 5 feet from the property line, so it didn't give you much area there. And then when we did that and tried to trim the tree up a little bit, it looked, well, immediately after topping it looked terrible. And I had made an appointment for that day, so I figured there would be somebody home to supervise and let us know what to do. And I guess I was naive at that, but I know I sure wouldn't let anybody come into my yard without being there to supervise it. So I guess that's why we're here today. It was, I was probably wrong, but I feel that Tori, if she would have taken action in previous years, that we wouldn't be in this case today.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Montoya?
I guess that's all I've got. I was just trying to be a good neighbor and save her some money. Like I said, when I offered to do it, their only question was, how much is it going to cost me? And so I thought that was their main thing, was money, and I guess it is.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right. The truth is, I seldom come across a case that's as clear as this one. Mr. Montagne admits to intentionally cutting down the tree. He far exceeded his rights as a neighboring property owner in trimming overhanging branches, resulted in the death of the tree. The tree has been evaluated to be worth $5,100. Ms. Fairhurst is correct about damages to trees. and how there's a tripling. And in addition to that, she has additional damages related to the killing of the tree, including the stump grinding and the work to clean up the site. Far exceeds the statutory maximum of the court. So applying the honors to just prove her claim, she's entitled to her damages. That's $10,000, as much as the court can award in this setting, plus applicable costs, which in this case are the filing fee and the service fee, for a total of $10,061.82. I'll enter judgment in that amount. And that judgment is being filed with the court clerk, and it'll be available to both the parties later today. Okay, thank you both.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So 3 and number 7. Okay, how about that? They listened to me on that.